and the monument of Kojo. Whose monument? Kojo. Yes, he was one of our first leaders. Maroon have more leaders than the rest of Jamaica. They made Nani a heroine, which is a lady from here. She is more fierce and attacking than Kojo. Even though Kojo was the only man that win a battle against the British. And he fight more battles, lose warriors, lose troops, gather new troops, set up more villages all over Jamaica. So when we first run away, we run away from the middle of the island in a place named Sutton, Clarendon. When we arrived here, it was your group today, the first set. You come on this piece of land, you take off the chains and you take off the shackles and you free yourself. The next week, the next day, the next month, the next year, people still coming. Until 60 hilltops were occupied with people. They brought over instruments from Africa, like a band, which tells exactly where we are coming from in Ghana. They also bring over square drums, which is from the Yoruba culture, a little bit of Nigeria. So Ghana and Nigerians make up the village. But when you're standing on a sea ground, this is where medicine takes place, midwifery, free yourself from slavery, birth children, use bush medicine. So it's like a temple open in an open space. How many of them we have? How many we have? 60. 60 hilltop like this one. So when every hilltop was occupied, they could overlook the land and blow up banks and send messages all over until they develop a religion which is called Maya. What's the name of the religion? Maya. So everybody hear about Kumina, Zionists, Pocominia, Revivalists, all of those are African religions that use Christian Bible. We are the only set of people that don't use a Christian Bible within our religion. What we use, green bush, aben, square drums, rum for liberation to invoke your ancestors. So you're standing on your ancestor right now. This is where they do all their liberation. What is the name of the area? Sealed ground. Sealed ground. That's the temple. That's the tabernacle. So we built this in 1980. Pocominia, Zionist, Revival, any one of those religions, we share the sea ground with them. So that's what the sea ground is for us. Yeah.
All right. So from here now, we'll be going up the village. I'm going to give you some more of the history. As you can see, maybe where there's so let us go.
I wanted to say it one time. Oh, yes, I can hear it. Are you? Yeah, and he's my blood brother, even though the skin look like this. My blood brother. Yeah.
I don't leave this place.
Yeah, I don't even know which one, but I know incense is good.
I will get my turn.
Somebody like them and just give me some other one.
All right.
I love not champa, you know, something there.
Yeah. All right, come on. We just want to look at it.
No, walk the street down and show your place.
The mosquito is out here. That's how they leave something in the base. Leave some blood in the mosquito.
Come closer, you can
closer. All right, come closer. All right, so here we are now. We are back on the main street, and we are going up the village. And so on January 6th, you would have both sides of the street going up first and vending. Mainly what they are doing, they are preparing food. And most of that food it has to do with jerk. So a lot of jerk chicken, jerk pork, and then there is like also a food festival. And so the Maroon were the first ones to invent jerk. And so I understand that in this team, if you use that name, represents something else. But here we have in Accompong town. For us, is to prepare your meat and your food with dirt pipe. And so we call it dirt. So it's nothing to do like you're a Turk. I understand that. That's why I see some persons just looking like. Alright, so again, the map that will take you to the different tour area over that side. And this also our first notice board in the village. And so we now have a radio station inside. And so that helps us to know to get our message a little wider to the other Maroon village. It is called Accompong 88.7, the voice of the Maroon. That's the name of our radio station.
You can't hear it that far, but you hear it in centimeters then, sir.
And Manchester. Alright, so we're going to continue now up the street.
An extension of the drum.
Close to each other. So everything on the two sides of the road all the way right up reminds you of Ashanti living very closely in huts. So all of those sticks are huts. Yeah.
It's a freaking drive.
Come on. That's right, that's right. Yeah, said the one, but we still pick up said that one. Come in, we call it mine and what's up, baby? Is the umbrella? Okay. You okay?
No, it slits here.
I'm enjoying the experience. I don't feel like
Somebody purposely did this. Yeah. Go back there. When you back in skating, right?
And so guys, listen up. And so this now is our modern cemetery. It's after 200 years. Then they start to bury all Maroon who die at one location. Reason being, remember there were 3 tribes from Africa. The Karamanti, the Ashanti, and the Congolese. And so they could easily tell which tribe when one died. And so they buried them separately. But after 200 years, they start to have intermarriage. Because these tribes did not marry into other tribes. Neither are non-Maroon. But after, as I said before, 200 years, then we start to have intermarriage. And so then they could not easily tell which tribe you are from, and so they would bury it in this location.
Yeah,
and so we're going to show you, when we get further up the village, the different tribe burial ground, and some more.
Yeah, I'll give you a rundown again. I'll start to tell you about the different tribes that come from Africa, the different set of people. But these were the first Christianized Maroon buried in this concrete grave. Because they were Christianized at that building over there by the church. But they still have their African practice in their culture. Notice every headstone is turned to the west. Mean they are descending from Africa. So all of their foot is placed to the east. And we have 4 cemeteries in the village. All the British is buried in one. We kill them off separately, only 2 were saved. Send them back to Appleton Estate, back to Spanish Town, and back to England to Queen Victoria and King George.
Where to
tell
go?
them that we have done what?
Kill them off and send them back.
Yeah, and they come back and make peace with us. So that's why we have 4 cemeteries. The Congo people don't believe in Christianity. They bury themselves separately even till now over there. Once you're from the Congo. So this is the mixed cemetery.
Their ancestors, she's stealing her ancestors' spiritual.
It's a mix. Because they were from the tribal
You go back to the story of what is going on. What's the point of giving it up? While I'm standing in Jamaica. Yeah, I'm in Jamaica.
You know your ancestors?
Here now, must have been somebody living here. Here was just a playground where a lot of wild hogs and wild pigs usually live, and hunting ground. So it's after the war they decided to come over here and live. But they didn't have to live here. They usually live deeper in the bush. So now they change it. They change our African names here. In school, not through the church. Church was just 65, but in colonial days, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, somebody came and teach them English and change our family name. When we usually name Kojo, Kwaku, Kofi, Nani, Nina, Kwanki, all of those names were changed right here. Taki were changed right here. And then them change it into a church. The head priestess would live down there by the cottage. So that's about 200 years. Yeah, man, you can't make them take you for and sometimes in here when they call and in here will fit you. You have to go and take name. For me, I grow enough name we have. Some people don't remember what we call it again. Yeah, I choose me, I tell her. The African people give your name right through your lifetime, so enough name you get. You go and sit down side of somebody 2 minutes enough to say, but I don't say your name. You go and say, I give me right here. I choose man, give your name.
You can pay anywhere, someone.
They changed their names, huh?
right here. After the Christian people.
Blessings.
Colonized, same thing. When they control your deity, they control your mind. These are the image of God.
But these were free brothers.
See, that was the confusion I had. Are they saying, you okay, brother? Yeah, that rock right
But
there.
these were the free brothers. Though.
Yeah, so I...
Yeah, but they still, you know, Christianity came to Africa and it's colonized.
In the signing of the peace treaty, and so you know the calabash, it can grow huge, and sometimes it's just a little like a plate, right, a small bowl, and so they use a small bowl on the day of the signing of the peace treaty, and so as the chief was telling you, the British cut his arm, pouring the blood, maroon also, and they threw on it the white proof rum, and just to stomach it, and both party drink everlasting peace. So our treaty was so signed with blood is a covenant.
Ashanti blood out.
Treaty. Ashanti blood.
Was Nani in agreement with that time the treaty?
Nani? Yeah. We have some controversial that Nani didn't want to. But I guess that in everything you would have some disagreement. But after so much years, they said why not? And so that's how this area, and then you realize other community now, other maroon community start to have their peace treaty. So you'd have Charlestown, Moortown, and then Scotch Hall, and they would follow. So I don't know if it was a bad idea, but I guess it worked because then you know they get to live here and cultivate the land, and yes. So we right. So you know, I guess at the time for them, because after so much years of hiding out in the mountain, can move around freely. Then when the British decided to you know what, gave up, because you know the war it wasn't like they fought us and defeat us. So we said, all right then, let us look into the matter. So that day, I understand, based upon our history, it was the first time these British men who were going to meet I and Kojo. So it said in history, they saw this man coming down out of the mountain like a mountain lion rolling down out of the mountain. Because of how history said he was very short and stocky. They was like about to run from yeah.
Why didn't we take the entire island where to defeat the British? Our ancestors interpreted it, having not spoken their languages,
yeah.
we interpreted it as a surrender. It's the British that have given you a narrative saying it was a treaty.
Right.
Yeah.
In the war, come to the rest of Jamaica.
They say
Jamaica never have a parliament.
No,
And
how could we fight for the entire
colonial
island?
government? And those were the white men.
Right.
You understand?
So
them did run things. That means when Kojo take over, them were the one who brought Kojo into slavery, and Kojo run away from it. But while slavery was going on, remember that Kojo was living inside the bush. Free now.
So whatsoever was going on.
And the only time them come, wait. The only time them come, him kill them off. But Nanny was here because Nanny sent the message all the way from Portland. The British destroyed Blue Mountain Peak in 1734. Overnight. Then bring in mosquito Indians, bloodhound dogs, and so send it down where the Maroon live, and redcoats, and Colombian Indians, and Honduras Indians. So when they find Blue Mountain Peak Maroon, the highest mountain in Jamaica, when they find that, they find Nanny overnight and destroy the whole camp and kill off most of our warriors. But she escaped and bring back the message to Kojo that the British were hunting down all Maroon camps in Jamaica and they are coming this way next. So that's where Nanny and Kojo come in now. And when them come now, the rest are troops. When Nanny did have joined with Kojo, made us the largest group of Maroon living in the Cockpit country. Yeah. That's Kojo and his troop and Nanny right there. So even though Nanny walked the whole island, they know exactly where to go back to home, which is in the heart. No matter where they end up in Jamaica, they're gonna find back themselves to the bush. Yeah,
right.
So
all right, so as far as I can see, way over, you would be seeing now like the dense cockpit, where in those areas now you have to be careful, because the British didn't know that sometimes passing this way, it's like not only a trap, but inside there are some holes. That's how they come about calling the area cockpit. It's like a deep, some sinkhole, but they lined with debris, and that helped to defeat the British also. Many fell into these holes. So there's like a booby trap.
grass over it.
And not only that, but they dress themselves in green bush, which we refer to as camouflage. Yes. And also we take them more on that.
And we crown our leaders with bush too, you know. It's an Ashanti culture. When a little chief is from the
from the Jamaican cultural museum.
Members of the U.N.I.A., as the Deputy Colonel has said, we've now come to the end of their presentation to us of their love, of their culture, of their consistency to build a unique community on this earth that is second to none on the planet. It is a model for peace. It is a model for cooperation. It is the model that they sing about in the songs of the kingdom of God. It's here on this hill. So when we leave here today, sir, we're going to take this back in our memories. We'll take it back in our hearts. And the real feeling will be a longing to return. We haven't got all that you can offer us yet. And because we have the responsibility of educating the African world to create this better world for ourselves, perhaps we can do something to make sure that the books on the life and the works of the young Marcus Garvey are made available to this community. The photos, the documents, our Garvey's Voice newspaper can come here to this community so you know that even though our President General may be far away, we're still with you because we love you and we want to stay a part of this. Please, this is now our second home. So wherever we live, anywhere else in the world, this is also our home. We want to come and treat it as such. So you will get your last marching orders from the President General as we get ready to get back on that bus. Where's our driver at? That's my driver. I call him my driver. He is so good. He is so good. We didn't have any fear at all that it was going to be a problem. We knew that our ancestors would get us here safely. And our ancestors are going to take us back too. Now, brothers and sisters, on our way back, come here. Yes, come here. On that bus, you must understand the order. This man is in charge of our bus. He must give him the respect that he demands and that he deserves. I'm going to tell you something. If you do anything on that bus that will endanger our people, you're going to have to walk home. They'll be coming back up to here, asking can they spend the night. If they create a problem with our bus that makes it unsafe. Thank you, my brother. Mr. President, please.
Brothers and sisters, have you enjoyed yourself? Colonel, Deputy Colonel, once again, it's been a privilege and an honor for myself. This was a wonderful experience. I'm sure my feelings and your feelings as we continue our sojourn. We know that each one of us are blessed to be here, not just in this place, but as members of the U.N.I.A. ACL who are joining on and talking with our brothers here. As we continue to engage our history, this is a wonderful achievement for us, but we must continue to build the legacy. The Colonel was speaking to us about many things that we could begin to assist each other with. And so, brothers and sisters, again, let us take, as Brother Shaka said, back in our hearts, home with us, what we have learned here, the spirit of this people and the spirit of these hills. Let us take it back home and let us begin to bring our people in more and more into that which has been built by the honorable Marcus Josiah Garvey and our ancestors. Let us return. Thank you. Let me bring on our President General for our final remarks. President General.
Wow, what a day. What a day, what a day, what a day. I'm just sorry. The only thing I regret that we weren't able to come in the doors because there were some more things for us to see, but this is our second home now, so we can come here as we feel. We can make this a learning experience for us. It's good to see our children learning their history, their culture, promoting their way of life. It's good to live in an environment where our children are not turning their guns on each other. I feel if we teach more of what we're seeing here, more of Barbiism, we will love ourselves so much. We will love ourselves so much that will make that difference in our community. That when I'm looking at Brother Camos, I'm actually looking at myself. And I love myself, so I have to love the brother. When I'm looking at the colonel, I'm looking at myself. This is the colonel, I'm looking at myself. The day has been beautiful. Is there anyone here that didn't enjoy the day? But they will finish collecting the donation? Yes. How much donation we have so far?
In U.S., $347, which comes out to 43,000 Jamaican dollars, and in Jamaican dollars, $13. Altogether, 56,000 Jamaican dollars.
I don't think that's enough. So if you haven't given a donation yet, whoever hasn't given, look, I came here today. I learned a few things, learned a lot of things, see things I wanted to see, experience what I wanted to experience, and then I got lunch. So if there's anyone who didn't donate yet, please donate. Did everyone donate? Anyone want to donate anymore?
That's like 400. Oh, they spent 5. Come on.
You love it. Show us that you love it. Show us how much you love them. How much do you love this?
Let's raise some money, everybody. Praise the red, the black, and the green. The brothers and sisters of purity. One, open our eyes and see. We're on our way to being free. Cause red is for the blood that was shed. Black is for the race that's us. And green is for the land our heart. So the black man can take his rightful place.
I'm so pleased. Sing that here for me. Praise the red, the black, and the green.
Brothers and sisters of purity. Open up your eyes and see. We're on our way to being free. Red is for the blood that was shed. Black is for the race that's us. And green is for the land our heart. So the black man can take his rightful place. One God. Long Marcus Garvey. Give. Come on, everybody. Let's know. Anybody else? Anybody else? Thank you, Brother Garvey. Anybody else? Come on, brothers and sisters. Anybody else? Somebody? We can't want somebody to get a little bit more. See, the baby wants to get more. Right there, they tell them to get more. Anybody else? Thank you, Sister Georgia. You think you deal with me? That's all right. That's it. Thank you. It's coming up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, get that.
Somebody for any that here.
Somebody has a charger over there.
Up to 650 US dollars.
650. So, swimming, you give 100 already, right? So that make it 500 and how much? If you deduct how much you give?
It's 550.
550. So the thing is that if we collect 550, Raymond and I have to match it at 550.
All right, that's okay.
So Raymond has to give what, 275? And I have to give 275.
So we might make it, if we give another $50, that means y'all gotta give another.
Yeah, we match it, brother. So if you want us to give more money, just give more money.
Come on,
I want Raymond to give more money.
Yeah, show them we got spirit. Come on.
Come on, Brother Baruch, we're waiting for you.
That's right. Come on, go ahead.
Come on, Brother Baruch.
This is Brother Baruch, third time here.
Come on.
Okay?
Yeah, that's the question. You can't back up now.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Brother Baruch coming up.
All right, Brother Baruch.
That's what I like, Brother Baruch.
You know what's wrong.
Brother Baruch is a cheerful giver.
First of all, Colonel, the President General, the High Executive Council, the U.N.I.A. membership, we can never ever thank you enough. Jesus, Lord. Because what you do is you give us inspiration. Because this is what we should do all the time. That you are descendants of Africans that made that decision that they would no longer live under those conditions. So for this, you can never ever. And before I make this presentation, and I'm going to make this quick and short. Today is August 14th. August 14th, 2018. And what was going on in Haiti, in Saint-Domingue, that you call Haiti now, I'm going to show you the power of communication. Gabriel Prosper in Virginia in 1800 had organized Africans. They were going to defeat their slave masters, take a ship, and go to Saint-Domingue. But guess what? Haiti wasn't even free yet. We were still fighting that war to liberate that land. But the point is, the message had already been given out. Haiti doesn't become free until January 1, 1804. But in 1800s, the Africans worldwide had known what was going on in Haiti. Meaning, the communication does go out. Same thing in Jamaica. What happens with the Maroons? In Haiti, where I'm from, I was born and raised in Haiti. I pronounce Haiti. Maroons are called Maroon, Neg Maroon, meaning black Maroon. August 14th is the biggest day in the history of Haiti. Let me tell you what happened. Up north, in the forest, in the woods, woods, in Creole we say bois. It used to be a forest that had crocodiles. Crocodiles is caïman. So the area was called Bois Caïman. August 14th, for all you Jamaican brethren, one of your warriors, book on duties. He's in Haiti. The great Mambo leader, Cécile Fatima, who educates. Book one. On this day, 227 years ago, book one led a prayer. Now I'm going to recite it in Creole in English. As a kid growing up, my aunt, who was a devout Christian, always praying to the white Jesus, the white saints. But on August 14th, she always said the other prayer. I could never get it. I was a little kid. I didn't know what was going on. So when I got older, I realized as much as she was endowed with foreign religions, but she understood that prayer. And then, before I say the prayer, book one, they tell us he was Muslim. He couldn't be Muslim. And I'll tell you why. Because Cécile Fatima had educated him in Vodun. See, Vodun is a legitimate African spirituality. They would always take credit for others, anything but African. So they couldn't say he was Christian, so they say Muslim. Couldn't be. Because he was educated by Cécile Fatima, who was teaching him. So I will recite it in Creole and then translate it for you in English. Bon Dieu qui fait la terre, qui fait soleil, qui crée pour nous. Bon Dieu qui crée l'eau, qui soulevait la mer, qui fait l'orage à gronder, ou même qui a des oreilles qui étaient dans le nuage, ou même qui a des yeux où est-ce blanc fait nous, ou qu'on est blanc fait crime, Dieu pas yo dit ou fait crime, mais Dieu pas nous qui si bon, qui si juste, lui-même qui vrai bon Dieu, lui-même qui a dirigé nous, lui-même qui a porté victoire pour nous. Lui dit nous c'est pour nous faire travail. Travail c'est pour nous lui ordonner pour nous faire vengeance. Lui dit voyez jeter l'image bon Dieu blanc. Il n'est pas bon, il n'est pas besoin de rien pour nous. C'est pour nous écouter, c'est pour nous donner ça dans le cœur nous, qui a dirigé nous. Et avec ça, on a libéré tout le peuple. God who created the earth, who created the sun that gives us light, that holds up the ocean, that creates the awful roar of the thunder. You, God, who has ears, who has heard us. You, who have eyes, who sees the crime the white man has committed against us. Come on, all right then, come on. Their God wills forth crime. Our God, who is so good, who is so just, who is in us, our spirituality, He will direct our victory. He commands us to vengeance. He will direct our arms and He will bring the victory to our people. Throw away the image of the white man's God, who has only brought you to tears and listen to liberty which is in our hearts. That was August 14, 1791. For the next 9 days. And you want to talk about a ceremony? 16 Fatima took a knife, slit the throat of the pig. They drained the blood of the pig. They all drank it. And they said, they didn't say then, but they meant one God. One aim, one destiny. One for all and all for one. If not for Maroons in Jamaica, there would be no Negmaron in Haiti. There would be no revolution. Because the communication gets out. Everybody, to hear Gabriel Prosser, wanted to kill the slave master, then take the ship and bring to Haiti, when Haiti itself wasn't liberated yet. But they understood. So, to my brethren of Accompong, to all of the Maroons, what you do for us, we can never ever thank you. We ask you forgive us that we have not done more. Yes. Right. But with the U.N.I.A. and with our President General, the Honorable Michael R. Duncan, please applaud. We will do our job. That's why we created the rock, and we fully expect that all of your foods, all of your yellow yam, all of your breadfruit, jackfruit, lime, you have a market. We will sell it. We will bake it. And finally, we have what we've created, the Cockpit Country Foods. So, brother, please accept this small token of our appreciation. I wish we could give you $1 million US. But until then, this will have to suffice. It is equivalent to $1,200 US. Please applaud. Please accept this on behalf of the U.N.I.A., your humble servants. Take pictures. Where's the deputy? Come along.
Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah, God. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray. They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. Youths have gone astray while our mind is at play. Wake up from the long-lasting sleep. We must accomplish what we will, and remember its teaching still. Mr. Garvey lives on now and forever, in our hearts and in our minds and our soul. Let's respect the man, let's love the man, let's honor the man, and our future will be secure. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray. They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me. Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah God. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray. They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. Youths have gone astray while our mind is at play. Wake up from the long-lasting sleep. We must accomplish accomplish what we will. And remember, it's teaching still. Mr. Garvey lives on now and forever in our hearts and in our minds and our soul. Let's respect the man. Let's love the man. Let's honor the man. And our future will be secure. Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the pride.
What is our hero element? During our country, the senior one from here. Let me tell you something. This will go a far way towards clearing some of our head. And I am certain that there is a fight, a bill for Mr. Wallace here and his team. And surely he will, especially for the children. Back to school is always a burden on the parents. And this will go a far way towards assistance. Unlike other places where you have holiday work outside, we don't have it. So this is a blessing in disguise. And I must tell you that you notice even a little while ago, after 2 people, I was here playing. He will remember this house. And Accompong is always open for U.N.I.A. Yes, sir. We have guest houses here that if one want to come and stay overnight, a week, 2-3 days, feel free to come. And you can tell your friends. Just let us know about 3 days before, so that if or when we see anybody, we see them, because nobody cannot just come and walk around in a camp without knowledge of people. We are our brothers and sisters keepers, and we hate to know that persons who come from outside and commit any crime whatsoever. We know it. Because, for instance, sir, when you remember should come here, we must know that they are coming to the where they are coming to John over there. As also when he or she should leave, would like to know that they are safe as we portray this community. You might have seen murder bar and so on. It is not to protect or keep out anyone. It's like fashion, especially the returning resident. Because when they go to England, America, wherever, even in Jamaica here, and come back, they still have that feeling that they're still living. But you can rest assured that you can live in Accompong with your doors wide open and no one will charge. No one will see any of that. Again, I say, Accompong, as somebody said, is their second home. I would say home away from home. So feel free to come and certainly I won't forget this trip here, especially and as I was, telling both you and friend here, 429, I won't forget. Your our problem here is actually a brain drain, and we're looking forward for you and others to have our food forth here. And we do. I notice everybody is keeping clear of the marijuana. It is now legal. It is now legal in Accompong to Jamaica and a whole. We have the license to produce now. And as I said before, there are 2 cases in Jamaica that can cultivate it. Legally now, it's Accompong here and origin. So we need not shy away from it and pretend again. I am going to hand over this to my young man here, and he will make whatever donation we should to the community, especially back to school, and this we appreciate it so much. Again, thanks for listening, and as I said before, feel welcome to come. Our senior historian is here. If I am not around, I must admit that I'm not in the village every day. I can be in Montego Bay, but reach here within a 3-hour time period. I was living over in Lucy, that's between Montego Bay and Nibel. Still live there, but I am in Accompong very often. And as I said before, with telephone now, we can communicate, we can send each other to the rest of the world, not only. Again, sir, have a seat. Mr. Driver, yes, the road is rocky, the road is winding, but I know you can steer. Yes. So let's hope that they reach in good health. As also our ancestors, I know they will be guided, especially about now. They will be every step. Thanks again. Thank you. Thank you.
Hold on 1 second for me, Sister Brother. No, stay here, stay here. We're going to close this out with the answer. This sister has a question for you.
Can you give me a few words before you pray? No. This was Colonel. I am aware of
raise the flag up. Raise the flag up. Raise the flag. Raise the flag up.
Off the floor.
People always tell me that I resemble her. That's not always known as on my several visits here to this community, I always stay at the top. He's well known to the Jamaican landscape as one of the most outstanding Maroons. Okay? Now he has passed on, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the Maroon Council to let us assist to formation of the establishment training place. Also, let us build a memorial to this man, in the image of him, from our heart to the medium I also want to propose. Blowing is a beg, as part of our contribution to the transformation and historic development of Accompong. Secondly, I would like to ask that on walking up this main street, I saw a sign put up with USAID in conjunction with the Maroon Committee to replant this community in an effort to protect the environment from degradation. I want to find out from Colonel how best you think that we could latch on to this program and become a part of it. Please tell us that. And tell me also how we can assist us to get up to the school so that the folks can see that area where the Maroon used to launch their wars from and where the Maroon military used to have their parade.
Okay. First let me start saying there is a good drive to this school. So once you go, maybe for the center time and so on. I don't know if Mr. President, I don't know Mr. President, if you are drive, if you
just want to take a short walk and look around.
It's up to you.
Honestly, I don't want to do anything without a guiding tour. Because again, I don't want to infringe upon the gentlemen them who did it and maybe.
No, don't worry about that. I thought more than you were trying to.
Then it's
no problem.
No problem. It's up to you. It's your decision to make.
Okay, so once we go outside, we just run by everyone if they would like the experience. And you take it from there.
It's up to you.
Especially the plaque, USA, like look at the picture of it so that you can get to where
but we don't want to latch on to anything, you know.
But just to be
hold on. The U.N.I.A, if we're latching on to something, it's something that the Maroons are doing. Right. Not what the USAID doing.
Okay, well, they're into it, you know. So.
Yeah. So if we want to do something, we want to come up with something that we can do with the community, that we can help the community. Not really to latch on something what someone started already. They started that, we can start something. If we see fit, I like it here, and if we see that we want to do something, the leadership is here, we can contact them. Let's see what we can do, and come in, just like we're working with villages in Africa, we can work with the community right here. Sister Darwin has a question?
Yeah, the question I'd like to ask is how does one
Carry on.
Is one free to move into the community or one has to get permission to move into the community?
I didn't get that.
Can you freely move into this community or you have to get permission to move in here to live? Say if someone wants to come to live in the community.
No, you will
have to get permission.
Permission is required because when you come, you are going to pick a question and you're going to have to store documents to prove that you are
marriages.
Okay.
And also that you are your record. And most times, of late we want to see that you're healthy. Especially when it comes to blood transfusion. Because you can be a naturalized Maroon, you can marry as also birth. So if you're asking, for instance, you want to come and live here, first we would want to know that your background is clean. You're not coming to hide from the authorities. Because if we take you in, that simply means they can come in for you. Before the police come to this community, they should give 3 clear days notice, right? But as you know, if they are chasing a criminal, they can come into your house. And that is something we would not want. If, for instance, we find out that you come here and you give us false information, and we find that out before the police do, we would have to kindly to leave. We would not want to take you, but we have to kindly to leave. If you don't, then we will have to take you out. There's a lot of person here, maybe we want to marry. Once you're married, then automatically, the very day you're married, you automatically become a Maroon by marriage, whether female or male. One post you would not be able to hold as such is the post of Colonel in Chief. You would not. You could be Minister of Agriculture or member of the executive body, any other minister, but not the Colonel. that is for a person your child or your children can do if they are able. As I said, you know nowadays the road is taking much like just like it. So again, you have a lot of sisters and brothers like you. Very good. That's it.
Thank you. She's going to close us off.
I'm Sister Georgia Johnson, Division 429 in Chicago, Lady President. I'm going to lead you all in the Ethiopian, U.N.I.A. Ethiopian anthem.
Love for fathers, a land where the gods love to be. When some house of life sudden gathered, our armies come rushing to thee. We must in the world be victorious when souls that was outwest to thee. For us will the victory be glorious when led by the red, the black and green. Advance, advance to victory. Let Africa be free. Advance to meet the foe. Advance to meet the foe with the might of the red, the black and green. With the might of the red, the black and the green.
One God,
One God, one aim,
one destiny.
one destiny.
Africa for the Africans,
Africa for the Africans,
those at home,
those at home,
and those abroad.
and those abroad. Race first.
Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah God.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay. Come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done.